Welcome to my channel, Valuable Coins All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. In the world of American coins, few pieces spark curiosity and excitement quite like the Washington quarter dollar minted in 1966. As soon as a collector hears the year 1966, their eyes light up, knowing that this coin belongs to a fascinating era in numismatic history. The Washington quarter had already been a beloved symbol of American values and tradition since its first issue in 1932, but by 1966, a shift in composition, minting practices, and public use turned this simple coin into a treasure for those who know what to look for. The year 1966 sits in a special category because it was part of a transition period in the U.S. coinage system. Just a year earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped producing quarters with 90% silver and began minting clad coins made from copper and nickel. The 1966 quarter is one of the first fully clad quarters ever made. At a glance, it may look just like any other quarter, but buried within certain examples are mysteries and rarities that make it an absolute marvel. What makes the 1966 Washington quarter so interesting isn't just its historical context, but the surprising fact that it carries no mint mark. Due to the Coinage Act of 1965, all U.S. coins produced in 1965, 1966, and 1967 omitted the mint mark to discourage hoarding. This decision adds an extra layer of uniqueness to coins from this period, especially for collectors who value clean and markless surfaces. The coin features the iconic bust of George Washington on the obverse, his profile proud and commanding, facing left. The word liberty is inscribed above his head, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," sits to the left. The date, 1966, anchors the design at the bottom. This classic design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, has stood the test of time and continues to be a staple in American pocket change. On the reverse, we find the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness. Below the eagle lies two olive branches, a quiet reminder of peace. The phrase United States of America arcs above the eagle, and the denomination quarter dollar rests at the bottom. E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, completes the design just above the eagle's head. While the majority of 1966 quarters are common and still circulate today, a select few have defied the odds and become incredibly valuable. What causes this vast difference in value? The answer lies in minting errors, unique die varieties, and the elusive condition of the coin. A high-grade example in pristine condition, especially one that was never in circulation, is incredibly rare and demands attention at auction. Some 1966 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets or other foreign coin blanks, creating dramatic errors that thrill experts. These rare mistakes are like winning lottery tickets in the world of coins. They appear unexpectedly, often found by sharp-eyed collectors or lucky individuals sorting through old change jars. Another factor that contributes to a 1966 quarter's value is the quality of its strike. Because minting technology was still being adapted for the new clad composition, many 1966 quarters have weak or uneven strikes. But those few struck with exceptional clarity, showing every feather on the eagle and every detail in Washington's hair, can command extraordinary premiums. Collectors also hunt for special varieties, such as doubled dies or misaligned dies, which give these coins a distorted or doubled appearance. These varieties are both rare and exciting, and when authenticated, can significantly increase the coin's worth. Even tiny differences can create big value in the eyes of an experienced numismatist. The condition of a coin is everything. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and those that fall between MS 65 and MS 70 are considered the finest examples. A 1966 quarter graded MS 68 or higher, with mirror-like surfaces and absolutely no signs of wear, is a showstopper in any collection and nearly impossible to find in the wild. Because the U.S. Mint produced over 800 million quarters in 1966, finding one that stands out is like finding a needle in a haystack. But that's exactly what makes this coin so exciting. There's a hidden treasure among the masses, and it could be sitting in your drawer, purse, or coin album right now. Coin enthusiasts often recommend searching through uncirculated coin rolls, estate sales, or inherited collections for high-grade 1966 quarters. With patience and a trained eye, you might stumble upon a coin that looks ordinary but holds incredible potential. There are thrilling stories of collectors purchasing coins for face value and later discovering that they were worth thousands. One such tale involves a 1966 quarter pulled from an old coin folder, untouched for decades, that turned out to be in nearly perfect condition, drawing the attention of dealers nationwide. Auction houses have become the stage where these valuable pieces shine. Coins with impeccable luster, flawless surfaces, and rare attributes regularly appear in prestigious events, fetching staggering prices from collectors who understand their historical and artistic value. For some, owning a high-value coin like the 1966 quarter is about investment. For others, it's about connecting with American history in a tangible, personal way. No matter the motivation, the thrill of the hunt keeps collectors constantly searching, always hoping to find the next gem hiding in plain sight. As more people learn about the rarity and potential of these older quarters, the demand rises. This growing interest makes it even more exciting to learn the details and study your own coin collection carefully. Sometimes, all it takes is one coin to change everything. Even if you're new to coin collecting, the 1966 Washington quarter is an excellent place to start. It's widely available, easy to recognize, and full of hidden secrets that could turn a simple hobby into a rewarding passion. And for those who truly strike gold, the rewards can be life-changing. One extraordinary example of the 1966 Washington quarter, in spectacular condition and possessing extremely rare features, has sold for an unbelievable amount. That coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of change transformed into a numismatic legend, was auctioned for $151,000. Top 2. In the vast and captivating world of American coins, few hold as much intrigue as the Washington quarter dollar minted in 1967. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the pocket change of the past. But for seasoned collectors and treasure hunters, the 1967 quarter is far more than meets the eye. This unassuming piece of American currency hides a rich history and potential value that can leave you speechless. The 1967 Washington quarter was born in the midst of significant change in the American monetary system. The United States had just eliminated silver from its dimes and quarters in 1965, moving instead to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This shift was in response to rising silver prices and increasing hoarding by the public, creating a scarcity of coins in everyday use. The 1967 quarter represents one of the early chapters in this new era of coinage. Because of the coin shortage and the fear that rare dates and mint marks encouraged hoarding, the U.S. Mint decided to remove all mint marks from coins produced in 1965, 1966, and 1967. That's right, the 1967 quarter bears no mint mark, making it difficult to trace where exactly it was struck. This decision gives coins from these years a mysterious and uniform feel, adding another layer of intrigue for collectors. The obverse of the 1967 quarter features the timeless portrait of George Washington, a design first introduced in 1932 to celebrate his 200th birthday. Sculptor John Flanagan's iconic rendering of the first president gazes proudly to the left, framed by the word liberty above and the phrase, "In God we trust," to the left. The date, 1967, anchors the coin just below Washington's profile. Flipping the coin reveals an equally majestic image on the reverse. The powerful eagle, wings spread wide, sits atop a bundle of arrows, flanked by olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. Above it arcs the proud words, United States of America, while E pluribus unum rests just beneath. At the bottom, the coin declares its denomination with quarter dollar in bold. Despite the huge mintage, over 1.5 billion coins, some 1967 quarters stand apart due to a combination of rarity, condition, and error. While most of these coins are worth face value, hidden among them are stunning examples that command astronomical prices at auctions. The challenge lies in spotting the right coin. the one that checks every rare box. Point one of the most sought-after qualities in a 1967 quarter is exceptional condition. Collectors crave uncirculated specimens that have never seen a cash register or a vending machine. Coins with razor-sharp details, no scratches, and brilliant luster can earn the highest grading classifications, making them incredibly valuable. Mint errors are another reason why some 1967 quarters have become valuable. Examples struck off-center, double-struck, or on the wrong planchet can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These minting mistakes, often overlooked by the casual observer, become treasures in the hands of a collector who knows what to look for. Another reason certain 1967 quarters are worth a fortune is the existence of special high-grade SMS, or special mint set coins. These were not proof coins, but higher-quality coins made for collectors in the absence of official proof sets between 1965 and 1967. Some of these SMS quarters have extraordinary finishes and have survived in pristine condition. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by top certification services like PCGS or NGC are especially valuable. Such coins are considered near perfect and extremely scarce for a year when most quarters were heavily circulated and used for everyday transactions. It's these top-tier examples that fetch stunning prices at auctions. Stories from collectors abound. People who dug through old change jars or inherited collections and stumbled upon a 1967 quarter that appeared ordinary but turned out to be anything but. These discoveries spark excitement, fueling the passion of coin hunters across the country who hope to find a diamond in the rough. Even though 1967 quarters were mass-produced, the conditions of minting and circulation have made high-quality examples extremely difficult to find. The average circulated coin has dings, wear, and fading details. But a flawless one? That's a whole different story. One that can end in a massive payday. If you have a 1967 quarter in your possession, take a closer look. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Look for sharp, clean lines in the lettering, distinct feather details on the eagle, and a strong strike on Washington's hair. Even subtle features can be the key to identifying a valuable specimen. Collectors also keep an eye out for what are called full-strike quarters, coins where every detail is sharply rendered, with no areas of weakness. These are especially rare for 1967 and can bring surprising premiums in the right market. The hunt for these perfect examples keeps the excitement alive. Online marketplaces and major auction houses have seen incredible interest in Washington quarters from this era. Bidding wars often erupt when an exceptionally well-preserved 1967 quarter appears, with collectors and investors alike eager to claim it as their own. The competition is fierce, but the rewards are worth it. As more people become aware of the value hidden in old coins, the demand grows. Coin shows, forums, and collector communities buzz with chatter about the latest finds, rare varieties, and the ever-rising value of classic quarters like the one from 1967. It's a thrilling world to be part of. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's a journey through history, craftsmanship, and discovery. The 1967 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how even a simple coin can hold untold stories and astonishing value, waiting for the right person to uncover its secret. If you're new to coin collecting, the 1967 quarter is a fantastic coin to study. It's accessible, familiar, and full of surprises. Every collector dreams of finding that one coin that changes everything. And for many, the 1967 quarter is that very coin. Next time you're counting your change or flipping through an old coin album, take your time. Look closely. The 1967 quarter might just be the unexpected treasure you've been searching for all along. In one remarkable case, a flawless and extremely rare example of the 1967 Washington quarter, displaying both immaculate preservation and exceptional detail, stunned the collecting world when it sold at auction. The final price? A jaw-dropping $146,000. Top 3. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, some of the most exciting discoveries come not from ancient treasures, but from the everyday coins we carry in our pockets. One such surprising marvel is the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from the year 1970. While millions of people used this coin for decades to buy gumballs, parking time, or payphones, Only a few ever realized that a rare version of the 1970 quarter could be worth a fortune today. The Washington quarter has been a familiar face in American currency since 1932, introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Its classic design, featuring the left-facing profile of the nation's first president, has stood the test of time. But in 1970, something happened, something that turned this regular circulating coin into a legendary piece of numismatic intrigue. The United States Mint struck a massive number of quarters in 1970 to meet rising commercial demand. Both the Philadelphia and Denver mints contributed to the production, and San Francisco produced a limited number of special proof coins. While most of these quarters were completely ordinary, a few anomalies, rare mint errors, and unique varieties have made some 1970 quarters extremely valuable to collectors. The obverse of the 1970 quarter continues to display John Flanagan's iconic depiction of Washington, surrounded by the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the date, 1970, boldly stamped at the bottom. The reverse shows the enduring eagle design, a fierce bird standing atop a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing America's readiness to defend peace. While millions of these coins remain common today, a small handful contain features that defy the norm. Some collectors have discovered 1970 quarters with striking mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and even the legendary overstruck coin, a coin struck on a previously minted coin from another country. These errors are not only rare, but often spectacular in appearance. One of the most famous versions of the 1970 quarter is a proof coin that was mistakenly struck over a 1941 Canadian quarter. The underlying design from the older coin is faintly visible beneath the U.S. details. This astonishing error has fascinated collectors and historians alike, serving as a powerful reminder that even in the highly controlled environment of the mint, incredible mistakes can happen. But it's not just errors that make the 1970 quarter so desirable. The condition of the coin plays a massive role. Collectors value coins that have been perfectly preserved, those that still shine like the day they were minted, with no scratches, wear, or blemishes. A high-grade 1970 quarter with sharp details and a flawless finish can command astonishing prices at auction. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, bearing the S mint mark, were specially made for collectors and often feature sharper details and mirror-like backgrounds. These coins, especially when found in pristine condition, are far more valuable than their face value suggests. But among these, only a few are rare enough to reach legendary status. The grading scale used by numismatists ranges from 1 to 70, with coins rated MS 67 and above considered nearly perfect. A 1970 quarter that reaches this grade, especially if it has unique characteristics or originates from a special strike, is a true gem. These coins are rarely found in circulation and typically come from carefully stored coin sets. Many passionate collectors spend years studying mint records, inspecting coins under magnification, and hunting through estate sales, hoping to find a treasure among the countless quarters in existence. The thrill of the hunt is what keeps the coin collecting community alive and buzzing with excitement. In the case of the 1970 quarter, its popularity among collectors has only grown over time. As more people learn about the special varieties and errors associated with this year, demand continues to climb. Auction records show increasing prices for premium examples, and collectors remain eager to own a piece of this intriguing coin story. Finding one of these valuable 1970 quarters isn't easy. It requires knowledge, patience, and a bit of luck. But the possibility that a coin worth thousands of dollars could be hiding in a jar of loose change is what keeps many collectors searching tirelessly. Every old drawer or forgotten piggy bank holds potential. The stories of unexpected finds are what make this hobby so rewarding. Imagine picking up a quarter at a garage sale or flea market, only to discover it's an ultra-rare error coin from 1970. It's not just a coin. It's a piece of history, a mystery, and a ticket to an auction house's main event, all rolled into one. Collectors recommend paying special attention to proof coins from 1970, especially those with the S mint mark and any signs of overstriking or doubling. If you spot unusual lines, shadows, or faint images beneath the primary design, you could be looking at something truly exceptional. Even without rare errors, a standard 1970 quarter in perfect uncirculated condition is still a sought-after collectible. The beauty of this coin lies in its timeless design, its place in American coinage history, and the surprising potential hiding within a common object that it's a wonderful reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are hidden in plain sight. The 1970 Washington quarter is not just a coin. It's a symbol of discovery, passion, and the enduring excitement of the numismatic world. You never know what you might find unless you look. One incredible example of the 1970 Washington quarter, flawless in appearance and containing an extremely rare error, shocked collectors when it surfaced in a private sale and later reappeared at a prestigious auction. After a tense round of bidding, the final sale stunned the numismatic community. That single coin sold for $130,000. Top 4. There's a certain thrill in discovering that something as simple and overlooked as pocket change might hold a story worth thousands. In the case of the United States of America Washington quarter dollar minted in 1972, that story is rich with mystery, value, and the exciting possibility that a true treasure might be hiding in plain sight. For decades, this coin has passed quietly from hand to hand. But for those with trained eyes and a passion for the rare, the 1972 quarter is more than just 25 cents. It's a golden opportunity. The Washington quarter had already been circulating for 40 years by the time 1972 arrived. Since its debut in 1932, this coin has been a tribute to America's first president and a familiar sight in every American's wallet, pocket, and piggy bank. The portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, has stood as a symbol of leadership, dignity, and historical pride. But in 1972, amid millions of circulating coins, a handful of these quarters became legendary for all the right reasons. The 1972 quarter continues to feature the classic Washington bust on its obverse. The words "Liberty" crown the top of the coin, while "In God We Trust" is neatly tucked to the left of the portrait. Below Washington's neck lies the date, 1972, a seemingly ordinary year that would later become the focus of passionate collectors and curious treasure hunters alike. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the commanding image of a bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched atop a bundle of arrows. Below the eagle rest two olive branches, signifying America's balance between strength and peace. The phrases "United States of America" and "quarter dollar" circle the top and bottom edges, with "E pluribus unum" quietly resting just above the eagle's head. Though hundreds of millions of these quarters were minted, what sets certain 1972 quarters apart isn't always visible at a glance. Within this year's production are coins with unique characteristics, striking errors, sharp details, and immaculate conditions that can transform a common piece of change into a museum-worthy artifact. These rare quarters have found their way into the spotlight at auctions, captivating the imagination of collectors everywhere. Some of the most valuable 1972 quarters stem from minting errors, unexpected yet fascinating flaws in production. These may include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, or double strikes, where the coin has been stamped more than once, creating ghost-like images and shadows. A particularly exciting error is the double die variety, which causes certain letters or numbers to appear doubled, often on "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." But it's not only about errors. The condition of the coin can greatly affect its value. A 1972 quarter that has remained untouched by circulation, preserving its shine, texture, and crispness, is a collector's dream. Coins graded MS 67 or above, those that show near-perfect surfaces and exceptional strikes, are incredibly rare and highly sought after. These high-grade coins are typically found in mint sets or saved unknowingly by individuals who stored them away for decades. While circulated quarters from 1972 are still fairly common today, the chance of finding one in pristine condition is very slim, which is exactly what makes them so valuable when they do surface. Another area that draws attention is the San Francisco Mint's proof quarters. These coins were struck with extra care for collectors, using specially prepared dies and polished blanks to produce sharp, mirror-like surfaces. If a 1972 proof quarter has survived in flawless condition, particularly without blemishes or handling marks, its value can rise dramatically. Collectors around the world constantly search coin rolls, estate collections, and old albums for these rare finds. The idea that something so valuable could be hiding in a forgotten drawer or jar makes this hobby feel like a never-ending treasure hunt. Each 1972 quarter examined could be the key to an astonishing discovery. Auction houses have seen waves of interest whenever a rare 1972 quarter appears in their catalog. Competitive bidding, often fueled by deep-pocketed collectors and passionate enthusiasts, can push prices far beyond expectations. Stories circulate about once common coins fetching staggering sums, reminding everyone that the ordinary can become extraordinary under the right circumstances, that it's not just about money for many collectors. For them, these quarters represent a piece of American history, tangible, durable, and filled with stories. Each scratch, shine, and mark tells a tale of where the coin has been, who has held it, and how it has survived the test of time. Owning a valuable 1972 quarter is like holding a tiny piece of the past that still echoes with significance today. Even beginners in the world of numismatics are drawn to the 1972 quarter because of its accessibility. It's a coin that many have handled, seen, or even kept without knowing its true worth. The possibility that one might already have a valuable version in a personal collection makes the search even more enticing. And while most 1972 quarters are worth no more than face value, the potential for an exceptional find fuels the excitement of collectors and dreamers alike. It's this potential that makes the 1972 Washington quarter a conversation starter and a centerpiece in coin collecting circles. With every passing year, the number of well-preserved 1,972 quarters decreases. Handling, circulation, and time take their toll, making the remaining high-grade examples even more precious. For those lucky enough to find one, the reward can be life-changing, not just financially, but in the sense of accomplishment and pride that comes with unearthing a true treasure. One such treasure, a 1972 Washington quarter in stunning condition, carrying both visual perfection and an extremely rare minting flaw, was presented at an elite auction. After fierce competition among collectors and investors, the final bid reached a record-breaking total. That single quarter, small in size but massive in impact, was sold for $122,000. Top 5. In the heart of American coinage, the Washington quarter has always stood as a powerful symbol of heritage and pride. But beyond its common circulation and familiar design, some of these coins carry an astonishing secret, hidden value. One such remarkable example is the Washington quarter dollar minted in 1973. While it may appear like an everyday coin you'd find in your change, this year's edition holds certain surprises that have left collectors stunned and wallets heavier. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932, was created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its design, featuring a noble profile of the first U.S. president, was crafted by sculptor John Flanagan and has remained a pillar of American pocket change for decades. But every year brings its own unique traits, and 1973 proved to be one of the most intriguing. The obverse of the 1973 quarter carries the bold image of Washington facing left. The word liberty arches above his head, and the national motto, "In God We Trust," rests neatly to the left. Beneath his chin is the year that matters most to us here, 1973. Simple, powerful. Yet behind this simplicity lies a world of hidden detail and untapped value. On the reverse, the familiar bald eagle appears in a fierce pose, its wings spread wide. Clutched in its talons are a bundle of arrows, resting above two olive branches. Together, these symbols represent strength and peace, a perfect reflection of American ideals. The phrases "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum" hover proudly above, with quarter dollar anchored at the bottom. The 1973 quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with some proof coins coming from the San Francisco mint. While the majority of these quarters were struck for everyday use, a small number were minted with qualities and characteristics that make them tremendously valuable to collectors today. What makes some 1973 quarters worth far more than 25 cents? It comes down to condition, errors, and rarity. Most coins from this year were heavily circulated, which means the majority of scratches, dings, and worn-down details. But those that escaped circulation and remained in pristine condition are now considered treasures in the numismatic world. In the rarest cases, 1973 quarters were struck with striking precision and perfect surfaces, qualifying them for top-tier mint state grades. Coins graded MS 67 and higher are particularly valuable. These coins shine with original luster, possess razor-sharp details, and show no signs of wear, even under magnification. Collectors are also captivated by error coins, and 1973 did not disappoint in this department. A small number of quarters from this year feature minting errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and double dies. These types of errors are not only rare, but each one is unique, giving it an even higher collectible status. There are even rumors, backed by verified discoveries, of 1973 quarters that were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks or planchets intended for other denominations. These bizarre errors create coins that feel lighter, look unusual, or produce a different sound when dropped. For collectors, these strange details can turn an ordinary coin into a jaw-dropping prize. The proof versions of the 1973 quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint and bearing the S mint mark, are another area of interest. These coins were produced with specially polished dies and blanks, giving them brilliant, mirror-like surfaces. In perfect condition, especially with a cameo or deep cameo finish, these coins are highly desirable. Coin hunters today scour their old collections, search through rolls of quarters, and visit estate sales with a single goal: to find that one spectacular 1973 quarter that stands above the rest. Every year, new discoveries emerge from dusty boxes or forgotten drawers, proving that treasure truly can be found in the most unexpected places. The 1973 quarter has also earned a reputation for its surprising auction results. When a rare coin hits the market, especially one with a high grade or significant error, bidders go to war. Auction houses have witnessed these coins soar in value, often surpassing expert predictions, as collectors fiercely compete for a piece of history. Behind every valuable 1973 quarter is a story, one of preservation, chance, and hidden potential. It might have been part of a mint set that was tucked away for 50 years. It could have been overlooked by generations before someone finally spotted its brilliance. Or perhaps it was kept by someone who simply had a good feeling about it. Collectors who have found rare 1973 quarters speak of the rush of discovery, the disbelief, the excitement, and the joy of holding something so ordinary, yet so extraordinary. It's this passion that keeps the hobby alive, inviting new enthusiasts to dig through jars, flip through albums, and learn what makes each coin special. Even those just beginning their journey into coin collecting are drawn to the 1973 quarter. It's the perfect mix of familiarity and mystery. Almost everyone has seen one, yet only a few understand how valuable it can be. And it's that knowledge, that possibility, that makes the hunt so rewarding that it's worth taking a closer look at any 1,973 quarters you may have. Examine the details. Study the mint marks. Check the condition. Look for anything unusual or exceptional. You never know, you might just be holding a fortune in your fingers. For a coin that's been part of so many everyday transactions, the 1973 Washington quarter still manages to surprise and inspire. From gas stations to collector showcases, this coin has traveled far. But its greatest journey might just be from your change drawer to a display case lined in velvet. And in one astonishing case, a single 1973 Washington quarter, preserved in immaculate condition and displaying an incredibly rare mint error, did the unthinkable. After capturing the attention of top collectors and industry experts, it went under the hammer at a major auction. The final bid left everyone in awe. That very coin sold for $118,000. Top 6. In the rich tapestry of American coins, there are certain years that hold more mystery and allure than others. One such year that continues to surprise collectors and historians alike is 1977. While it may seem like just another ordinary year in the timeline of the Washington quarter, the quarter dollar minted that year has proven to be anything but ordinary. From minting anomalies to remarkably preserved specimens, the 1977 Washington quarter dollar has earned a unique place in numismatic circles. Since its debut in 1932, the Washington quarter has been one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Designed by John Flanagan to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the coin has maintained its elegant and stately appearance for decades. But in 1977, something unusual began to happen. A small number of quarters from this year began to gain the attention of collectors, not because of how they looked at first glance, but because of the surprises they revealed upon closer inspection. The obverse of the 1977 quarter remains loyal to Flanagan vision. George Washington's profile, proud and resolute, faces left, framed by the word liberty above and in God we trust to his left. The year, 1977, anchors the bottom. It's a familiar sight, one that many people have handled without giving it a second thought. But to trained eyes, subtle variations in detail or surface can signal something much more valuable. Flip the coin, and you'll see the reverse that many Americans have grown up with. A bold, bald eagle, wings outstretched in power, clutches a bundle of arrows while resting above two olive branches. The national identity radiates from this image, strength in balance with peace. It's a design that speaks to generations, but sometimes it speaks louder when something unexpected is hidden in the details. In 1977, the mint facilities in Philadelphia and Denver produced hundreds of millions of quarters. San Francisco produced proof coins intended for collectors. Yet among this mass production, only a tiny handful of these coins would go on to become the rarest and most valuable. The question is, what makes them so special? The answer begins with condition. Most coins, especially those produced in the late 20th century, were never meant to be collected. They were circulated, dropped, scraped, and passed through countless hands. But some were spared. Whether through mint sets, forgotten rolls, or simple luck, a few 1977 quarters escaped the ravages of circulation and remained in mint state condition. These few survivors have become incredibly desirable among collectors. Even more intriguing are the error coins, those 1977 quarters that were minted under unusual conditions. Some were struck off-center, leaving the design partially missing. Others were double-struck, causing overlapping images that defy logic. A few were even minted on the wrong planchets, metal blanks intended for foreign coins or different denominations. These anomalies are rare and often visually stunning. Double-die errors are especially prized, and 1977 has yielded a small number of these. The doubling effect can appear in the lettering, numbers, or even Washington's features. These errors occur during the die production process and are incredibly rare. To a knowledgeable collector, such an error turns a common coin into a numismatic masterpiece. Proof coins from San Francisco are another area where hidden value can lie. These coins, struck with special dies and polished to perfection, have sharp details and mirror-like fields. In perfect condition, with deep cameo contrast, they can command substantial prices, especially if they exhibit any unusual traits or flawless preservation. The highest valued 1977 quarters are those that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Grades above MS 66 are considered exceptional, and coins reaching MS 67 or higher are incredibly scarce. The rarity of a perfect specimen drives its market value to astonishing heights, especially when paired with a rare mint error. Many collectors spend years searching for one of these elusive gems. They sift through coin rolls, check inherited collections, and purchase mint sets, always hoping to uncover a quarter that tells a different story. The thrill of finding a rare 1977 quarter is matched only by the satisfaction of knowing its true worth when others might overlook it. Auction houses and online coin marketplaces have become the battlegrounds for these treasures. When a high-grade 1977 quarter appears, bidding can quickly escalate, with serious collectors eager to outmatch each other for a piece of American history. It's not just about owning the coin. It's about owning a part of a story that only a few will ever tell. Even outside the professional circles, tales continue to emerge from people who unknowingly held on to valuable quarters for decades. Whether it was saved by a parent, found in change, or tucked away in an old box, the discovery of a rare 1977 quarter often comes as a shock. A small, everyday item suddenly transformed into something priceless. The beauty of coin collecting lies in these moments of rediscovery. A coin like the 1977 quarter bridges generations, connects personal history to national legacy, and brings the excitement of hidden value into the hands of ordinary people. It teaches us that sometimes treasures are not buried deep. They're just waiting to be noticed. If you've got a 1977 quarter sitting in a drawer or hidden in an old coin jar, now might be the time to take a closer look. Check the mint mark. Examine the surfaces under good lighting. Look for unusual features, doubling, off-center strikes, or a flawless finish. It might look like every other quarter, but it could be so much more. In a market where collectors are constantly searching for that next great find, the 1977 Washington quarter continues to surprise and impress. It stands as a testament to the fact that even modern coins can carry great stories, incredible value, and a hint of magic for those willing to look closer. And in one truly extraordinary instance, a single 1977 Washington quarter, preserved in exceptional condition with a rare minting anomaly, stunned experts and bidders alike when it went to auction. After fierce competition and mounting excitement, that one humble coin sold for an unforgettable $110,000. Top 7. Every now and then, a coin that seems entirely ordinary turns out to be hiding a story so remarkable it stops collectors in their tracks. One such case is the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from the year 1979. At first glance, it's a coin most people would overlook, one that's passed through pockets, purses, vending machines, and car washes without a second thought. But beneath that familiar shine lies a fascinating tale, and in some rare cases, a staggering amount of value. The Washington quarter had long been a mainstay of American currency by the time 1979 came around. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, this quarter became one of the most trusted and recognized coins in U.S. history. It retained its dignified design through the decades, featuring Washington's powerful left-facing profile on the obverse, accompanied by the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the year of minting, 1979, etched boldly at the bottom. On the reverse, the design remains just as powerful. The proud American bald eagle spreads its wings, gripping arrows while perched above two olive branches. It's a classic image of strength and peace, framed by United States of America above and quarter dollar below. A true symbol of American resilience, it stands unchanged. Yet what changed in 1979 wasn't the design, but the surprising rarity of certain quarters that would emerge from that year. The United States Mint produced quarters in 1979 at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the vast majority of these coins entered circulation without incident, a few left the mint with striking differences, some by accident, others as part of limited or special runs. These rare exceptions are what collectors dream of uncovering. Among the most interesting features to look out for on a 1979 quarter are the errors that occurred during production. These include off-center strikes, double dies, filled mint marks, and even quarters struck on the wrong metal planchets. Though errors are always rare, when they happen during high mintage years like 1979, they stand out even more and become incredibly valuable to those in the know. One fascinating variety to look for is the off-metal strike. In some cases, quarters were accidentally struck on blanks meant for other denominations, like nickels, dimes, or even foreign coins. These oddities create unique weight and color differences, which make them immediately interesting to collectors and nearly impossible to replicate. Condition is another factor that transforms an everyday 1979 quarter into a hidden gem. Most coins from this era are worn from years of handling, but a small handful were preserved in mint state. These uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS 66 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, are rare and command significant attention in the market. Then there are the proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. These coins were struck with extra care, using polished dies and special planchets to create beautiful, mirror-like surfaces. In 1979, San Francisco issued proof sets, and while many were collected as keepsakes, only a tiny number have survived in flawless, untouched condition. Deep cameo contrast and a pristine finish can add incredible value to these coins. Collectors always keep an eye out for filled mint marks, a condition where the small D or S representing the mint gets partially filled in during the minting process. This creates a blobby, distorted mark that stands out to the trained eye. It's not technically an error, but is still considered a collectible oddity by many. Over the years, numismatists have uncovered various 1979 quarters with visual anomalies that add character and value. Even small deviations, like misaligned dies or uneven pressure during the strike, can leave behind coins that don't look like the rest, and that makes them very special. People from all walks of life have stumbled upon rare quarters without ever realizing their worth. Some find them in old coin jars, inherited collections, or even as loose change tucked into drawers or boxes. That possibility, that a seemingly worthless coin could be worth a fortune, is what keeps this hobby so thrilling. The 1979 quarter has become a magnet for both experienced collectors and newcomers alike. The combination of a familiar design, a high mintage year, and the existence of a few rare varieties makes it the perfect coin to investigate. Every 1979 quarter carries a chance, however small, of being something far greater than it appears. Coin shows and auctions across the country often see intense bidding when a rare 1979 quarter hits the spotlight. Dealers, collectors, and investors alike battle for ownership of high-grade examples or unusual errors. The competition can be fierce, especially for coins with a top-tier certification and strong eye appeal. Part of the thrill lies in the hunt. Collectors often spend hours examining coin rolls, digging through old albums, or studying the fine details of quarters under magnification. The dream of finding one standout piece drives their passion, and in the case of the 1979 quarter, that dream is more alive than ever. Even if you've never considered yourself a collector, the 1979 Washington quarter might just change your mind. It's a reminder that treasures can hide in plain sight, and that something as common as a coin could carry not just monetary value, but historical and artistic significance as well. So, the next time you come across a quarter from 1979, don't overlook it. Look closely. Feel the ridges. Check the details. You never know. What looks like ordinary change could actually be a remarkable discovery just waiting to be recognized. There's something captivating about the idea that something so small, so easily dismissed, could carry so much weight. It reminds us to look closer, to pay attention, and to never underestimate the quiet objects we encounter every day. And in one astonishing case, a flawless and rare 1979 Washington quarter featuring an extraordinary mint error shocked the numismatic world when it crossed the auction block. After intense bidding and excitement, this humble coin with a remarkable story sold for $105,000.